love high school.
All right, WJRG, we are Connecticut's #1 gospel internet radio station, and we are live tonight on Facebook Live and also the WJRG television network. You guys hear me?
Yep, I hear you, bro.
As you you hear me? You shake your head. Anyway, WJRG television network tonight on this beautiful Tuesday evening, and this is Sports Talk. So this is Sports Talk this evening, and we're excited to have Kendall Tyson, Every Moment Moves.
Every Moment Moves. Looking forward to talking about sports.
All right, the legend, Bruce Austin. What's up?
I'm feeling very patriotic. I went and put my vote in, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, and Donald Franklin, Big Don is not here tonight. So Big Don, I know you watching, but you'll be back with us Friday. We have all the way from Florida, my brother Henry. What's up, man? Jacksonville, how you doing, bro?
Good. How's everybody doing this evening?
Great, blessed.
Doing great.
And Pastor Walter Teague, you can't hear me, right? We don't know what happened with you on the audio. I don't know. Okay, we got Pastor Walter Teague with us as well, and we're gonna get started. And like I said, this is Sports Talk. We come together every Tuesday and Friday. So let's get started. You guys ready to do our thing?
Let's get started.
And we have a phone number. It's 475-227-2170. And we have Bob McCormick. He's going to be calling in later on as well with the sports report. So we want to thank Bob for being a part of Sports Talk as well this evening. So let's get started. Let's have some fun tonight. Henry, let's start with you. Well, first of all, did everybody vote today?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did.
Henry,
yes,
you vote today, bro, or early voting?
No, I did not vote.
You didn't vote. Okay, well, we'll leave that alone then. We'll leave it alone. Well, let's get started today. The Kansas City Chiefs still undefeated at 8-0 after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-20 in overtime. What's you guys' thoughts on that game? Let me start with you, bro. I know you watched the game. Kansas City. What's your thought on Kansas City, man? The Chiefs being undefeated.
Well, Kansas City just keeps doing what they do. They keep finding a way to win. Hopkins, that's his name. The wide receiver picked up. Yeah, he's fitting in. I believe as Kansas City goes on, the pieces that are hurt now, they'll probably be ready for the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna go the whole season undefeated because starting from last year when they went all through the playoffs and this year, I think they won 14 games in a row.
16 or 17.
17, whatever amount of games they won. So the most important, if they're going to lose, they got to get a loss in the regular season. Because in the playoffs, if you lose the playoffs, you're done. There ain't no more tomorrow. So that's the only pressure to me that's on Kansas City right now because they've been winning so much, from last year to this year. And even though they're struggling, but they're still winning, when they get in the playoffs, they can't lose.
But what I want to say, because you wasn't on Friday, I brought up the point. I said, now they're 8-0 right now. They're undefeated. Would you try to go for that perfect season of being undefeated and the three-peat? Would that put that team at a special elite if they can be undefeated? I know the Patriots tried it. They wanted it and they lost in the Super Bowl. But if they went undefeated and went three-peat, how would that make Kansas City, man? Would that make them?
They would be the only team to ever do that, to go undefeated and win and go three-peat. Because the Miami Dolphins did go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. They didn't play 17 games. I don't know how many games Miami Dolphins played during that time. But the only thing, if Kansas City make it all the way to the playoffs, then you can't lose then because there ain't no tomorrow. But if they lose in the regular season, they still got a shot at a three-peat in the playoffs.
But how special would that be if they were?
No team has ever done that. No team has ever went undefeated and three-peat at the same time in the Super Bowl. No team has ever done it. It would be something nobody has ever done in the NFL. That's how
Well, first of
special
all, no one's ever even three-peated. The closest we have to something like that is them getting whether 4 out of 5 years,
Right.
or
Cowboys 3 out of 5.
yeah, 3 out of 5 with the Cowboys. You had the Steelers had 4 out of 5, 2 missed one, or whatever, 4 out of 6. I think winning begets winning. Winning begets winning. I think that they should go for it. I believe that when you get used to winning, you find ways to win. This man, Pat Mahomes, is not really in the top 5 with quarterbacks this year, and they're still winning. When he gets hot, there's going to be a problem. So I just think that they're going for a three-peat, and I would love to see them go undefeated. And if they do, they'll be probably the greatest team in NFL history.
Go ahead, Bruce. And then I'm going to jump on with Larry.
Yeah, it'll make them real special, man. I mean, any team that put themselves in position to go undefeated, they may not say it and they'll take one game at a time.
Yeah.
But they're still up there. Look, we got a shot. We done won 8. We can do this. We're looking at our schedule, but we can't get caught up on that.
Right.
We gotta take it one game at a time. So yeah, I think it's in their head.
It'd be special, right? I mean, because you guys was on Friday, and I know
it'd be more than special. It'd be historical.
I know Pastor was on the Bishop, and Donald said it ain't gonna happen, which it probably won't. They could have lost last night. I know me and Larry was going back and forth.
But
Larry,
they found a way.
Larry, do you hear me?
A couple of them in there.
Yes.
All right, Larry, the question was, because you wasn't on Friday either. The Chiefs found a way to win last night again. They're 8-0. They have a chance to be undefeated and also go for a three-peat. How special would that be for the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes if they could pull that off?
That would be one of the best teams of all times, especially if they go undefeated, because right now, this would be the 4th Super Bowl, and you say 5 years. That's unheard of. They have never, ever done anything like that, even close, And if you look at Pat Mahomes, he is the greatest quarterback of all time with the stuff he's doing. Nobody has never, ever done it quite like this,
Wow.
If you just watch him, everybody looking for magic from Mahomes every time. And he
showed it last night. He showed it last night.
He gives it to you every game. He gives it to you.
And playing.
Well, let me go with Pastor too real fast. Go ahead, Pastor.
That goes without saying. If they go a three-peat and go undefeated, yeah, that's never been done before. That's special. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, it might not happen, but the chances, I mean, because I said, me and Larry going back and forth last night on the phone. I had to mess with him a little bit. But like I said, and Pat Mahomes did it again. Once he got the coin toss and he got the ball, I knew it was over. I said it's over.
I knew it was over too.
Yeah, he dropped it. I knew it was over. What's up, Bishop?
Once they won the coin toss, it was all over.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
No, I was just sitting there agreeing with you. Once they won the coin toss, it was done. You get called Tampa Bay Fried Chicken because that's what happened. Patrick Mahomes show was on. And then on top of it, DeAndre Hopkins was a beast in that whole setup, man. I mean, I don't think Tampa Bay really paid much attention to Hopkins. I don't know what they was thinking, man. Every time you turn around, the brother was wide open.
But people forget he could play, honey.
He's a great player, man. That was all.
No, listen, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm simply saying Tampa Bay's defensive scheme for DeAndre Hopkins they really didn't seem like they had one because he did everything he wanted to do. Everything.
Yep.
I mean, that bomb was triple cover.
I mean, all you had to do was get the ball back to Tom Brady and they will win it.
That's right, yeah.
That's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I believe.
Give them that ball, it's all over.
It's all over, yeah.
What I would say though, in the playoffs, the way they changed it because of Patrick Mahomes, if this was the playoffs, Tampa Bay would have got the ball back in overtime because that's the way they do it in the playoffs. The regular season is still but they change it in the playoffs if the other team gets a chance to score.
Yeah.
And that
That's
changed.
what we did because they changed because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
But
with the
Josh
Bills.
Allen. Yeah.
they did that the past 2 years. They still won.
Right. Yeah.
But I always thought, see, I kind of wish that I just wish that rule would change a little bit. See, and maybe I might be a bit off in what I'm saying. It probably never happened, but if I had my way, you let the first team score a touchdown, you give the next team just from the 30. That's all you get. You got 4 downs to get to the end zone. And if you get there, then the next scorer wins. I mean, to me, that would balance it out and make it a bit more fair. I know they're professionals. I get the picture, but it is what it is.
Wow. So I mean, to me, Kansas City, they're looking good. They find their ways to win. That's the main thing. They find ways to win. All right, Henry, your other topic, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, the best 2 running backs. That's your question. Are they the best 2 running backs in the NFL this season? What do you guys think? What do you think, Henry?
Absolutely. They're showing it. Yes, they are. Saquon Barkley is showing it. Philadelphia's got a winning record. Derrick Henry is showing why he should have been the first running back pick the year that he came out. But, Ezekiel Elliott came out before he did. But, yeah, they're the best 2.
And the thing about it, man, and he's Barkley really helping Philly a lot, too.
Yeah, he sure is.
What?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think, Bruce?
Listen, man. I was crazy about Derrick Henry. But what I saw Barkley do, I never seen nobody since I've been watching football jump backwards over somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I saw that, it was all over for me.
Not backwards.
I'm talking about backwards, man.
That was crazy.
I'm saying, I bought my TV and switched on
Do you remember the kid from USC, Reggie
Bush. Reggie Bush.
It reminded me of something like that.
Yeah, but this is all together.
I know it was all different, though.
Jumping over somebody backwards?
Yeah.
It's hard to do it forward.
Right. Go ahead, Bishop. What do you think about that?
I was agreeing with Bruce. I mean, I have never seen it in the NFL ever that I can ever remember. And I've been watching for a long time, just like many of you guys. But Saquon Barkley seems to have found new life in Philadelphia, man. And I'm happy for him. I'm still kind of, in amazement at what I watched, man. I kept watching the replay. SportsCenter must have played it at least 20 times. I just kept watching that. And I mean, the height he got, but you know what else came to my mind? And I'm going to move on because I know you got some other topics. The other thing that came to my mind, what is these guys tackling with his eyes closed? What was he thinking? I'm just trying to figure out. I figured the impact, he must have closed his eyes and then he realized there's no impact. Yeah, you're going to be a highlight reel for the rest of your life, pal.
Hey, Pastor, what do you think? Barkley and Derrick Henry, are they the best 2 running backs in the NFL this season? Pastor.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this season, absolutely. Yeah, what Saquon Barkley was doing is crazy. I was watching it live and I said, oh my God, he went backwards. But yeah, so imagine what he could have done if he had a competent quarterback with the Giants. I mean, he's already got 300-yard games rushing already. I think he only had like 4 in his whole career up to this point. But yeah, what he's doing. And Derrick Henry, man, figures he's only 8 games and he's already over 1,000 yards. Wow. And at this age, man, he's on
He's a big dude too.
Of course, to break all.
He's on a 1,000-yard trail right now.
Well, how tall is he? He's about 6'4",
6'5".
6'5".
He's up there.
He's a big dude too, man. All right, Henry, what you think? That was your question. Barkley and Henry, they're the best 2 in the NFL.
Yeah, as of right now, Christian McCaffrey's coming back this Sunday, so we'll see how he do the rest of. Because if he's healthy, he's up there with them guys. I'm gonna to me the 3 best running backs right now in the NFL. Since he hasn't played this year, them 2 guys right now are definitely the best 2 right now to me.
Can't put Christian McCaffrey in there.
No.
Can't even
no, not yet. No, he hasn't even played. He hasn't played.
We know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
We know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You're talking about right now. You can't
Right
even
now,
remember his name.
right,
Because
absolutely.
these guys are so far ahead of everybody else. It wouldn't even be fair to mention his name.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
I think right now you can say that, but because those are the ones who get noticed the most. But Barkley right now, I think he's doing a little bit more than Henry because he's catching passes out the backfield and he's doing it all.
Well, yeah.
He
He
is
really is.
he is more than one dimensional. Henry's not doing the things Barkley's doing. Barkley is like he's catching passes like receivers. He getting 60 yards running. I mean, he's doing everything.
Who's
To
that said
Barkley,
he look like he got new life? Somebody on the panel said that. Look like he got new life.
well, that's Barkley who's got. I said that. Look like
Yes.
Barkley got new life.
Yeah,
But the
but
one thing I will say about Henry, and I said it a couple of weeks ago when he did the run against the Titans and this guy, I don't know what it is. When you watch him run 40, 50, 60 yards, it looked like the guys chasing him or playing Pop Warner, man. I'm trying to. These supposed to be some fast cornerbacks and safeties, man. They cannot catch up to this guy. So Henry is a motorboat. So I'll
They
never.
say he was running 22 miles an hour.
Yeah, 22.
That's crazy, man.
Yes. And
That
also,
man is an absolute motorboat, man. I'm sitting there watching, man. It's not like anybody's catching up to him. He's putting distance between them. Now, I'll tell you this, Jerry, real quick. There was another announcer. I can't think of his name. And on the Titans game, he says, hey, look at Henry's running away from him like they got the coronavirus, but he used some curse words. I fell out, man, because it did look like he was running from something that was diseased. It was fun to watch him, though.
but you got two good rushing quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
What happens on the defense is that they got to freeze because when
Mhm.
you got, Jalen Hurts can take off and
Yep.
Lamar Jackson can take off. So
Yep.
that's a double threat,
Mhm.
So that freezes the defense. If you're just a step back quarterback, like Saquon had in the Giants, they're not going to run that quarterback. Daniel Brown's not going to run. Jalen Hurts
Right.
put you with the run. So you got to have a spy on that quarterback, and then all of a sudden now he's already downhill. It's over.
You got that right. You got that right.
All right, I got Bob on the phone. Let me. I hope you guys can hear Bob. Bob, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Jerry. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Rick,
You guys hear
Great,
Bob?
Bob.
You hear Bob?
All right. I got
Yeah, I
another,
think
the trade deadline news. It's come and gone, and the Rams traded quarterback Tre'Davious White to
Okay.
the Ravens in exchange for a 7th-round pick in 2026. The Jets, Mike Williams, he goes to the Steelers for a 5th-round pick next season. The Commanders trade for the Saints' 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay.
New Orleans also getting a 5th-round pick in 2025. Cowboys trade a 4th-rounder for wide receiver Jonathan Mingo and a 7th-round pick from the Panthers. The Bengals get the Bears running back Khalil Herbert after the injury to Zach Moss. The Lions are getting defensive end Darius Smith from the Browns for a 5th and 6th-round picks. The Giants have released cornerback Nick McLeod. The Seahawks didn't want to trade DK Metcalf. He's missed the last 2 games with a knee injury. Bad news for Cowboy fans. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott is out for 4 games with a hamstring injury. For CD Lamb sprained an AC joint in his shoulder, and Coach McCarthy is optimistic about Lamb's return pretty soon. The Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen after losing their 7th straight game on Sunday. Special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi is the interim coach. The Raiders fired their offensive coordinator and 2 other coaches.
Yep.
Receiver Chris Olave is out of the hospital after suffering a 2nd concussion. The Rams scored the longest NFL play this season with a 103-yard pick 6. There were some scary moments in last night's game. The Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, he shrugged off a rolled ankle to lead his team to an Really not good news for your Lakers. Anthony Davis has a foot injury.
Wow.
Suffered it last night in a loss to the Pistons. Don't look back now, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are 8-0 after a win over the Milwaukee Bucks last night. The NBA has suspended Joel Embiid for 3 games. He shoved a reporter in the locker room on Saturday after the team's loss. The Nuggets' Aaron Gordon is out for multiple weeks with a calf strain. First coach Greg Popovich is out indefinitely with a health issue. Mitch Johnson is now the interim coach for San Antonio. Celtics' Jaylen Brown will get a second MRI for a hip flexor injury. Onto the WNBA, the Chicago Sky have hired Tyler March as the new head coach. He had been an assistant with the Las Vegas Aces. University of Washington will retire from the Huskies' Kelsey Plum's jersey in January. Now on to Major League Baseball. Time for opting in, opting out, and free agency. The Seattle Mariners declined second baseman Jorge Polanco's $12 million option, allowing him to become a free agent. Braves traded outfielder Jorge Stoller to the Angels for pitcher Griffin Canning. The Giants pitcher Blake Snell, he's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. He's opted out, becoming a free agent. Cubs Cody Bellinger opt in for next season. Pitcher Garrett Cole is staying with the Yankees on his current deal. New York also has extended a qualifying offer to Juan Soto, but not to Gleyber Torres. The Mets extend qualifying offers to Pete Alonso and pitchers Sean Manaea and Luis Severino. The Red Sox decline a $21 million offer to Tyler O'Neill, so he'll become a free agent. Rob Refsnyder will stay in Boston next season. Right fielder Wilmer Abreu wins the Gold Glove, the team's first rookie winner since Fred Lynn in 1975. Coco Gauff defeats Igor Swiatek to reach the semis of the WTA finals. On Friday night, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was hysterical. Get this, Jerry. Columbia used Dwayne Wade's statue to distract Yale's kicker on the Jumbotron. They actually put it up on the Jumbotron, Dwayne Wade's statue. And it kind of worked because the Eli's lost to Columbia by a field goal.
All right.
And this Friday is Alexis Holmes Day, the Summer Olympic gold medalist. It's a day at Cheshire Academy. So that's something during the football game for her. She went to Cheshire Academy.
All right, Bob.
And that's all the sports I got for you tonight, Gary.
All right, Bob. Thank
All
you,
right,
man.
brother. Have a good
Thank
one.
you, Bob. All right, the legendary Bob McCormick as well with our sports report. This is WJRG Television Network, and I'm still having a little feedback on the radio side, but we'll fix that. We're going to get that fixed by next week as well. But we are live on the television and the radio. Pastor T, let me start with you, man. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Denver Broncos 41-10. What are you guys' thoughts on the Baltimore Ravens? What do you think, Pastor?
Oh, yeah, Baltimore's playing very good, man. They got that dual threat with Henry running the ball and Lamar Jackson is throwing the ball very well. Say Flowers is playing good. So, yeah, Baltimore looks good, man. Denver, that was really a message because Denver had been playing their defense has been playing very well, and even as a whole, they've been doing well. So that was a big win for Baltimore.
Okay, what about you, Larry? Is that the biggest threat in the AFC for Kansas City or what?
Right now, I would say yes. The Bills are not too far behind. I think the AFC is going to be, when it gets down to it, it's going to be Buffalo, the Ravens, and KC. Whoever comes out of that, and it'll be Kansas City, they go in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Gonna put her on live.
Okay, put her on?
Yeah, we'll put her on. Yeah.
All right. Okay, you want to say something?
Hello, I just wanted to say it's such a blessing to be on right now, and I missed your call Kenzo, because cleanliness is next to godliness. And
Yes,
you
it
know
is.
I had to be in the shower.
Yes, that's Maria Papaluca. Papaluca. She's a very talented young lady from Cornerstone Christian Center, and she will be part of our TV station.
Okay.
And she's let me tell you something. She's as talented as Lucille Ball. Okay.
All right. All right.
Oh, they were looking forward to working with
That's
you.
a lot of talent.
That's serious, man.
All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I heard there's a jury on the station. Is there a band? Because I'm in the mood for some ice cream.
You got talent.
Yes, he did.
We caught that. It almost went over my head. I caught it.
I heard the Ben and Jerry and also the Tom and Jerry. I see.
Right. Now, Maria, are you a sports fan?
Am I what?
A sports fan?
Oh, I love sports. It depends on what kind of sports we're talking about. I've had all the sports I had.
Which do you like?
I've been chasing those kids around in school. I taught school. So I've been running around chasing them in the bathroom, finding putting stuff in the ceiling, hiding their face. Oh, please. Please. I'm a runner. Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. All right. God bless you now. And thanks for calling in. All right, we got to get around.
Oh, we'll definitely get around. Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, God bless.
Thanks, not stressed. Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
How about it?
That was a breath of fresh air.
All right, so Larry, did I get to you already on that? You answered that already? About
yes.
All right, I'll go ahead, Henry.
Oh yeah, Baltimore. Their whole thing is, can they beat Kansas City in Kansas City? Because the way it looks, Kansas City gonna have home field in the playoffs. That's gonna be the only thing. Can anybody stop Kansas City in Kansas City?
Well, Tampa Bay almost beat them last night in Kansas City, so it's possible.
A lot of their games, a lot of teams almost. But,
Yeah, but don't forget.
Jerry, even Baltimore, they had what was the toe on the line, right?
That's it.
So, but they're still. But all I'm saying is the way it looks right now, you're going to have to go to Kansas City, because they got a 2-game lead right now. I think on everybody.
Yeah, and I think Pittsburgh with that new receiver, Pittsburgh gonna come into this thing too, and they might cause the Ravens some problems.
I think Cincinnati's back. Cincinnati's back now.
Yeah, Burrow is hot now.
Right. Let me go Bishop real fast. Go ahead, Bishop. Baltimore Ravens. All right, they beat Denver. What you think about Baltimore?
They are still the second best team in the AFC, and there's no doubt they can actually beat Kansas City. The thing is, they got to catch the breaks. Now, one thing I'm going to say, and see Larry shaking his head, and I got to go along with this. I watched that game last night in that overtime. Your right tackle, a false start, the refs went blind, and all of a sudden Kelsey gets a first down. They get their touchdown. I'm not going to say much about the refs on that. It's just as one of those things. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore will catch a break. This is why I don't want you to get too high on your horse, lad, because, falling off a cliff, hurts.
I've been riding that horse.
Yeah, Bruce. Baltimore Ravens. What do you think, man?
Yeah. Somebody was saying that talking about home field, but y'all forgetting last year they did everything away from home.
On the road.
Their thing is they got to beat them, period. Whether they're home, away, it don't matter with Kansas City. Some team that's got your number, and Kansas City seem to have Baltimore number.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, winning begets winning. I mean, they're showing us that they can win on every level. Pat Mahomes can have an okay game. They're going to win. He has a great game. They're going to win. Everyone's stepping up. And the reason why it's almost because they're the champs. Now, we all know you're going to gun for the champs. You're going to play them tougher than anybody else.
Right.
And the fact that no matter what, it's the champs. You figure you knock them off, it's going to make your season. So, and they're still undefeated.
Still undefeated, looking good. But the Ravens, like I said, they're up and down team anyway.
The Ravens is a very, very, very talented team. As I mentioned, I'm just looking at.
But they got to win the big game.
I'm looking at Baltimore and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. I don't know how that's going to work out. Wasn't it that way last year? Well, they're going to repeat that.
Yeah,
but you know what? They
didn't have Derrick Henry last year, though.
No, right. That's
These coaches without fooling themselves. See, because if they would have went, I blame that loss with Baltimore on the coaches last year, because if they went in there that game with the same game plan they had all year, with him running,
Right.
Yeah.
it would have been a better game. They wanted to fool the defense and do a lot of passing, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
sometimes you can outcoach yourself.
Well, they outsmart themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, I mean, Baltimore to me, they got to prove it in the
right,
playoffs.
right,
And
right.
that's what they got to prove it.
And,
At.
That's the only
and
place
if
they
Pat
count.
Mahomes was not in the league, Lamar Jackson would be the star quarterback of
Well,
this
we
league.
don't know that yet. He got-
No, he would.
No, he got to
He
prove
would.
it. He got to prove it in the
No,
playoffs.
if
And the
Pat
final
Mahomes
stop
was not
and
in
the
the
Super
league,
Bowl.
Yeah, but who stopped them in the playoffs?
Oh, no, who
Mahomes.
stopped Buffalo too? I mean,
No.
I mean,
What
I
I'm
can't say
saying
that.
is Patrick Mahomes went to the AFC Finals
Yep.
against Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
If Patrick Mahomes wasn't there,
Jackson would
would
be
have
the
went in.
man. Yeah,
That's what he said.
that's all I'm saying.
Patrick Mahomes is his kryptonite.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, what about Josh Allen then?
Josh
I mean,
Allen wasn't there. He
Yeah.
wasn't in the
A couple years
AFC
ago, it
Finals.
was.
Josh
Josh Allen
Allen
never
is
made
his
it.
own kryptonite.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, that's
He's still. I mean, he was still a talented quarterback.
well,
but
You
he-
know that-
all of them be Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, all of them
Yeah.
will be in the
All-
picture.
all-
Right,
yeah,
right.
all of them
yeah.
gotta be there.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
You gonna say
Without a
something,
doubt.
Pastor?
the road
Yeah, I was
goes.
gonna say, right now,
Without a doubt.
Lamar Jackson is on par. He's on the quest right now to be back-to-back MVP. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the lead
Alright.
candidate right now for MVP.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
But-
he already
but-
has three. He already has three perfect passing ratings already.
Passer rating. Yeah.
More
I
than
don't think
anybody
that's
else.
I don't think
Ever.
Well, what about Detroit Lions? I know I watch your first take.
Yo, that's the team, man.
watched your first
I'm
take
telling
this
you,
morning.
That's the
Jerry. Right
team
now,
to
you put
beat.
Detroit,
That's in the
Kansas
end.
City in Super Bowl. Detroit, Kansas City in Super Bowl. I'm going with Detroit. They're the best. They're playing the best.
Well,
They're playing the best football right now. Kansas City got the best record,
hey,
but Detroit is playing the best.
Well, Walt.
I said, right now, if they put Detroit and Kansas City in the Super Bowl, I'm going with Detroit. They're playing the best
yeah,
football.
well,
They're
You're
playing
not
the
a
best
gambling man.
football. They're playing the best
Detroit,
football.
Detroit still
Kansas
has
City
a
got the
To
perfect.
beat
best
the
record.
champ, you got to beat the champ.
Kansas City got the best record. Detroit, Larry, if you're watching it for real, Detroit's playing better than anybody else in the NFL.
That's true. You
And
can't
they
deny.
just got, and they
KC
just
got
some
more
pass rush.
weapons this year.
Baltimore.
They got much
Baltimore
more
had
weapons.
last year,
No,
right?
And by the time Super Bowl
Well,
come around, you're
They
gonna
run up
see.
on KC.
At home, too.
Home on the range.
And Detroit's playing entertaining ball because they got their offensive linemen catching the game. I mean, they're doing trick plays.
But let me ask Bishop, is Detroit Lions the best team in the NFL right
They
now?
are the best team in the NFC, and on paper, they're the best team in
Why
the
not?
NFL. Let me finish this. They're the
Yeah.
best team in the NFC. On paper, they're the best
Oh,
team.
but I've been saying that
That's his opinion.
that Kansas City got the best record.
That's twice I didn't get my statement finished. Let me try this one more time. Detroit is the best team in the NFC. On paper, they look like the best team in the NFL. Because if you and Pastor T brought it all up, if you match them up on paper, Detroit's better than Kansas City. And I mean, we have to wait and see.
Gotta patch them
Okay.
up on
I'm saying this, so right now,
Go ahead.
I would say this. We're seeing, looking at Kansas City, a lot of the guys that are hurt now, when the playoff times come around, they're going to be back.
But
Yeah.
Henry, we said
So-
now. We didn't say will be.
No,
We said
right. But see, right now, Detroit, if you say looking at, yes, they do look like they're the best team. If we look at what, until they play, because Kansas City in some kind of way find a way to win. But definitely Detroit looks like it. But if they meet in the Super Bowl, that's the only way they're going to, don't think they're going to have regular season game.
no.
Kansas City,
only lost one
a
game.
lot of the weapons,
But
are
Kansas
gonna
City
be
was
back.
underdogs more than once this year. And they proved that every time there was an underdog, what they do.
Larry, you're a football man. You're going to tell me that Kansas City is playing better football right now than Detroit.
I'm saying if they met up right now,
But that's not what I asked you. I asked
Kansas
you,
City
is
would beat
Kansas
them.
City is Kansas City playing better football than Detroit? Yes or no?
are they playing better football right now? Yes, they are.
No.
Oh,
You got to
Right.
win the
Pastor, don't think Larry's saying. Just take last year, all right? I'm gonna just use last year. They went through Miami, had to play Buffalo, and they played Baltimore on the road, but when it counts. That's what he's saying, when it counts. Because, I mean, yeah, Detroit might be playing better now against other teams, but once they play Kansas City,
They ain't
and
gonna look that good.
They beat Kansas City last year
Larry,
in Kansas
Last
City.
year, you talking about last year?
They beat
Larry,
Kansas City last
I'm
year
driving
in
now.
Kansas City.
in the same car because Baltimore was playing better than Kansas City coming up to the playoffs, and Kansas City was on the road and still won. So we can answer his question by saying, yeah, Detroit may be playing better football, but but Kansas City will still beat them just like they did Baltimore last year. Come
I
on,
disagree.
man.
I disagree with that.
I disagree.
with that.
I disagree.
Baltimore had the best
They had the
record
best
last
record.
and playing at home too.
Right, and playing at home.
And playing at
The
home.
stage is set.
Detroit is probably in the same situation, but you gotta knock out the champ.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was the MVP. They
Got
played
knocked out the
playing at
champ.
home. They had the best record, and when all the marbles on the line, Pat Mahomes came through again.
I
So-
think
Well,
Kansas
ahead.
City playing better football than anybody in the league right now.
Oh, no way. You can't say that, Bruce.
The reason I say that because if they're not playing that good and they still undefeated, they're a dangerous team.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true,
You know,
though. But that is true.
all the way up,
That's
they and
But
win.
no, hey, Bruce, let me refute that for a second. And the reason why I'm refuting it, yeah, if they're not playing up to their potential and they're still winning games, that only simply means that the teams that they are playing are not playing up to their potential either.
No.
No, last night, hold on. Last night, I'm gonna take last night's game alone. I'm gonna take let me finish this. Last night's game alone, as well as Tampa Bay played, they were just one short. I mean, the bottom line is Kansas City finds a way to win, and you can't do anything about that until you figure out how to beat them.
Good as Tampa played last night, they still lost.
Well, Bishop,
I know they did. That's obvious.
You said something a second, but I'm going to ask you a question. Go ahead, you said to me. But I'm saying, Bishop, when you're the champs, the two-time champs, you can get everybody's best shot.
Yeah.
So it ain't like Kansas City playing bad. These teams are playing their best football because they want to be the one to beat you. Go ahead.
First of all, let's be realistic. Tampa Bay played without two of their primary receivers, Godwin and F. Three of them. Okay. You put those three in the mix. Does Kansas City beat Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay played them with second string receivers.
Who you think Kansas City had?
Time out. DeAndre Hopkins is not second string. Kelsey is not second string. What's that other kid's name? Your other receiver. He is not second string.
This is what I'm saying with Kansas City, what we got to not forget. Hopkins wouldn't even be on the team, great as he is, if it wasn't for the injury.
Yeah.
The running back, he wouldn't be on the team right now if it wasn't for the injury.
I agree.
So now all I'm saying is now when we look at kids, when they get whole, when them guys come back, so now they're still going to have Hunt, they're still going to have Hopkins, and then after guys that got hurt, add them to the team. So even though yes, Kansas City is still winning, but their full squad is not there.
I get that.
We got so yes, Tampa Bay, all their receivers are hurt. I give you that. Only thing I'm just saying
let's go back to
the Kansas City team we're looking at now. When playoff time comes, their other guys should be back.
I'm just saying this. I'm not against Kansas City. They're going to do what they're going to do. But the original question was, could Detroit at this time beat Kansas City in the state that they're in? I'm still saying yes.
In the state they're in, they undefeated.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, Bruce, they had help from the refs, even last night.
Who they had help from.
They got help from the refs, even last night. Game one, the toe tap,
Bruce.
the toe touch.
All right, Bruce.
Every game, somebody get help from
the
refs.
Bruce, Kansas City played Detroit last year, right? In Detroit, Kansas City won. Jared Goff is 2-0 against Pat Mahomes.
That's right.
2-0, undefeated.
I hear that. And saying that, Golf.
That's right. You're
Golf.
stuttering. You can't
Is
think
2-0
about it.
against.
You can't think about
Let's
it.
take it to the Super Bowl.
He's
Let's
2-0
take it to the
against
Super
Kansas
Bowl.
City, right?
Huh?
Kansas
Golf.
City, 2 Super Bowls.
Golf is 2-0 against Kansas City, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The rings they got
I
over
didn't say
Kansas
that.
City.
No, that's a whole different thing. They never
We
played.
can't
That.
talk about it.
That's
They
the
never
whole
played.
thing. That's the
They
whole
never
thing.
played in the Super Bowl,
You
Bruce.
got to win when it counts. That's all
Okay,
I'm saying.
Bruce. So how
That's
many
right.
rings? So how many rings does Kansas City have over Detroit then? None. They never played.
Because
That's
they
right.
don't make it there.
They don't.
Because-
They can't get there. You
Detroit don't
can't,
make it
you
there.
can't
That's
get there.
Well, when you
Bruce,
got
but
the
that's-
referee,
so
They
that-
make
that-
it
that-
to lose.
The
How
argument,
many losses?
the
How many
argument
losses
has no
Detroit have?
basis. That's
And the Lions
oranges
ain't
and
been
apples.
here in 100 years.
That's oranges and apples.
No,
When
that's
last
not
time
what
has
you got
the Lions been in the Super Bowl?
You got to
They
get there to
never made
lose.
it.
Kansas City, they're waiting
Do
for.
you know,
Okay,
Kansas City waiting for them right
but
there.
that's not what you asked me.
Yeah, man.
I'll give you an
make it.
example.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Detroit could be the Mike Tyson versus the Evander Holyfield. On paper, look like Mike could take him out. You know what I mean? I can get him. But Evander was able to stop him. You remember when they were two times? So we know that Jared Goff may have a winning record against them, but does Jared Goff make it as far as the Super Bowl
That's all I'm saying.
to be there? It's almost like, okay, you got
That's what
me.
I'm saying.
So let me meet you in the final,
Right.
and let's settle this thing.
Well, I'll put
Who
like
wins
this
it
here.
in the
I'll
end?
put like this here. If they want to meet Pat Mahomes, they got to beat. They got to come out of the NFC.
Exactly.
So if they come out of the
That's what I'm
NFC, think about if they beat Philly and the 49ers, and then I say that
they got another nemesis. Don't
I will
count
see what they can
the
do.
Vikings.
Exactly.
They didn't run over the Vikings.
You
Because
remember,
they don't go to the Super Bowl yet.
you remember,
They did not run over the Vikings. Remember that.
remember when Magic Jordan fell out and lost
The
final?
Vikings.
Yes, sir.
What did he do the next year?
I show
He
you the
came
back
back,
of the
right?
jersey,
So
Larry,
wait,
before we go off.
Got caught, and he was going to be back in the final. So let's see if Detroit will be there. Kansas City will probably be there.
Okay, so they might be
They
there.
won't be there.
And what? I'm not saying that Detroit can't beat them.
Nope, we're not
Don't
saying
get me
that.
wrong. I'm not saying that Detroit can't beat them. I'm saying that in order to beat them, you got to get there. You said how many times did Detroit beat them? Did Kansas City beat them in the Super Bowl?
Zero.
They're waiting for them.
Twice in the regular
They
season.
can't get out the NFC. See, so they don't even count. Now, if they were 0 for 2 or 0 for 1 in the Super Bowl, that'd be different. But they got to get there.
Well, this is going to be their chance. They got to beat the 49ers. They got to beat Philly.
Yeah, but they
They
got
got to beat Washington Commanders
Yeah, right.
to make it. Now, once they get to the Super Bowl, then we can put
Then
them
we
in
can
there.
talk. Then we can talk.
I am
Right, then
so
we-
glad you are sleeping on Minnesota because
It's
Minnesota has played Detroit
It's
the
really
toughest
not.
Based
so
on
far.
where they were last
I
year.
believe they would.
But
They
they
can win.
got to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Right.
they got to go to Super
That's
Bowl.
the whole deal.
Yeah, that's it. They gotta be
I'm
They
so glad
gotta
you
get
sleep, Gary. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're sleeping on Minnesota because Minnesota has played Detroit the toughest this year so far. The
Okay, but
toughest.
this is my next one besides the Rams. You got the Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks 26-20. What are you guys' thoughts on the Rams? That's your team, Pastor. And what's your thoughts on your boys, the Rams, man? They beat Seattle. Start with you.
Impressive.
They're looking good, man. They said last week, a week before, even though they're not going to the Super Bowl, I like their team. They're young, they're hungry. The two boys from Florida State on the defensive line are putting pressure on it. Matthew Stafford is probably the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. I mean, I like him. I mean, I love watching them.
Matthew Stafford, Hall
They
of
got a
Famer?
great coach. They got a great coach.
will.
You know,
Yeah.
they got a great coach. I like them. They're young. They're playing good. They're hungry. You know, so I like them. They got some big wins. They beat the 49ers. They beat the 49ers. They beat Minnesota, and they beat Seattle and Seattle. That's some big wins, man.
And they won the Super Bowl about 3 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
and what? Don't forget, they also have a great coach.
Yeah, I
They
said
do.
that.
They have a great
They
coach.
really do.
They have
I
a
mean, a
great
lot
coach.
of teams got good talent, but the coach ain't on par.
But they
But
they
you know
won
what
the
it is,
Super
Bruce?
Bowl 3 years
And the
ago, right?
reason he's so good, Bruce, is because he's always because if you look at Minnesota's offense, their head coach came from the Rams. You know, the Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator was calling all them plays last night, came from the Rams. He was their offensive coordinator. Cincinnati's head coach came from the Rams. He was so all these. But the thing about him is he was always a passing guy. Now he's a running guy. He got Karen Williams. He got the other kid from Michigan. He's running 2 tight ends. He never did that before. So he's evolving. And now he knows that he lost Aaron Donald. So he drafted all these young kids. His defensive, his secondary stinks, but they play hard. So that's, they play hard. But just like you seen the Cardinals blew them out, they could win big and they could lose the next day. But they're fun to watch. So I like them.
Yeah. See, by them having all them young guys and the season being so long, them young guys not young no more now because he played them. You know what I mean?
That's right.
See, that's the same thing I was saying about May with New England.
Yeah.
Y'all was saying it. Don't play him, hold him. I said, no, throw him in there. You don't draft a guy number 2 or 3 and he's not ready to start. Throw him in that fire. And look what he's doing now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, then let me go, Larry, and I'll go to Bishop. The Rams, man. Are you impressed by the Rams, Larry? You're a football man.
I'm impressed. You said one critical thing. The secondary. The secondary is horrible. Because they could have threw touchdowns all day on him. But Washington was just way off. He was off on his passing. But they play very good. And like you said, they're a lot of fun. Their offense, they got a good offense. But the secondary is not going to stop nobody. They can give up 40 points easy.
Yeah, but if that front four can put that pressure on the quarterback, that's going to take a lot of pressure off them back.
Let me go Bishop, and I go Henry. The Rams are Bishop.
I mean, what's already been said is just evident. And this past game against Seattle, I'm not sure what's going on with Seattle. But, well, I'm just saying the Rams did what they needed to do and got the W. And that's all that really counts. I'm kind of impressed with them because I thought for sure Seattle was going to walk away with that game. But I guess I was wrong for like the 99th time. So I'll be all right with that. I like the Rams. I hate the fact they beat my team, but I still like the
Rams, man. And I'll go with Kendall.
Yeah, the Rams are doing better than what everybody thought they would do. They're playing good. So they're 4-4, I think, what their record is.
Yeah.
But they're doing good. So they're just going to get better.
Okay. Go ahead,
before you go, Jay, what's crazy about that is they're still in contention. They could possibly still make a vie for that division because that division ain't that great. So they're still in contention.
I agree with that. It's one of them dangerous teams. I mean, everyone's looking at the Commanders and the Eagles and Detroit. Minnesota's a little bit on the slide, but the Rams just like creeping up there, man.
Yeah,
so don't sleep on them, man. And they won a championship.
Right, they won about
and
3 years,
they have a Hall of Fame quarterback in there. They got Matthew Stafford, who will be in the Hall of Fame. He's probably got more yards than anybody that's playing right now, maybe even more than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Been around.
All right, let me go. Let me go. Go ahead.
Yeah, he made a great recovery because when he was with Detroit, he was hurt a lot.
Yeah.
He was scared of him, but the Rams took a chance, and they traded Goff.
Yeah, and look at both of them are working well in each.
Both are working good.
And Stafford never looked back.
All right, Bishop, let me go with you with the Minnesota, and I'm going to basketball for a minute because it's about almost 6:48. The Vikings beat the Colts 21-13. Are you impressed with your guys? I know Kendall said they're on a little slide right now. What's going on with Minnesota?
No, that was a win I had already on the books. Joe Flacco did get me a little bit concerned. He might be a little slow, but he's still Joe Flacco. Okay, but Minnesota figured out how to contain him, how to contain Taylor in the run. And like the Rams secondary, Minnesota's secondary is very suspect. They get burned on the long ball quite often, but they were able to contain him or at least, get enough pressure on him so he didn't get that shot to go downfield like he wanted to. Impressed? No. Happy they won? Yes.
Go ahead, Larry.
The Vikings, who I said they were. The Vikings is just a run-of-the-mill team. They might make the playoffs. They make a little bit of noise. Just a little bit of noise. But they're not going anywhere. It was a good dream while it lasted, but you need to face reality.
Yeah, see his backdrop, right? Got the Vikings.
Got the track.
I got one more for you, Jerry. Y'all see that, right?
Oh, man. Bishop Ernie.
I got one more for you.
What about the Vikings? What you think? Can they make any noise? Pastor, you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I think the Vikings, they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be
They're gonna be
okay
okay?
because their defensive coordinator is I mean, he's awesome. He's probably one of the
He's
best in the business.
amazing.
He's probably one of the best in the business. And, you know, Addison just came back. He's only been back a couple of games. That's going to take a lot of, and they just got Hawkinson came back. That was his first game. So with him back, you know, and Jones is a running back, they got a lot of weapons. They're going to be okay.
Don't forget
They're
Naylor.
going to be all right.
Go ahead, my brother. Anyway, did I ask you already?
No, but in the NFC, Minnesota got just as good of a chance as any other teams in the NFC right now with the Eagles, who's the Washington, and Detroit seems to be the best team. The 49ers, we'll see how they do in the Rams. They're probably the teams that be in the playoffs. And maybe Green Bay, you know, in the mix, that probably be the playoff teams. So
Don't
with
count
them teams
Washington,
right there,
He said Washington.
yeah, I said Washington.
Don't forget the Cardinals. Don't forget the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
don't forget the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, they might be in there. So
Yeah, like dark horse.
because with the wild card, you know, they have the wild card weekend first. So
Yeah.
so Minnesota should have the home field during the wild card, and because I don't think they're gonna win the division because they're the same division as Detroit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to Detroit. They'll beat them the next time
Yeah,
around.
so there'll be a wild card.
Little noise.
See, Arizona,
You know?
another one of them scary teams, man.
All right.
But
All
we'll
right.
see. They got a good shot.
All right. Well, Minnesota.
Minnesota's got a good shot. I mean, they did what they had to do, lost a few, they regrouped, and they also have a national championship winning quarterback on the bench. And I mean, why not give him a shot?
Okay.
Hurt. He's out for the season.
Wait a second, Pastor.
He's hurt.
Oh,
He's
Jason
out for the
McCarthy's
season.
hurt.
Who?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
he got
I missed
McCarthy. He said McCarthy.
McCarthy. He got hurt in preseason. He's out for the
That's
season.
right.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, from
Who's
the
out for the
quarterback from
season?
Michigan. He got hurt in the preseason. He won't be back till next year.
Yeah, that's how the
the
quarterback got
Vikings-
in there.
Michael, they'll be all right. But
They'll be
but
all right.
I want to ask y'all a question. I want to slide off this a little bit just to get y'all opinion. Did anybody see those two moves that John Morant did?
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the
I
when he
missed
went out.
It was
360,
unbelievable,
the
man. He
360.
did two of them.
Yeah,
The 360 was nasty because he switched
yeah,
hands.
switch hands. Y'all see that move? Y'all see that move?
I seen it wasn't that
Yeah,
great. It wasn't that great.
It was Larry.
What?
Please.
You must
It
have
wasn't
seen
that great.
You was watching Kansas City.
Switch hands, like.
Yeah, that was
And
nasty, man.
Go on YouTube and watch it. But,
Yeah, that was nasty.
no, but they didn't see that. But I got a question about the Bucks. All right, there's rumors that Giannis is really unhappy with the Bucks. You know, with their slow start, they're 1-6. Do you think that they can turn this thing around, or what? Are the Bucks are old? Let me start with you, Pastor. What do you think about the Bucks? Can they turn this thing around, or what? Are they done?
I don't know, bro.
When you turn it
I don't
around.
know. Yeah.
You don't
I
know?
don't know.
You're a basketball man. You a coach?
Yeah, basketball man, but it's football season. It's kind of early. I don't really get into it yet, but yeah,
Yeah, but they won the six,
Giannis,
though. I mean, they won the
Giannis
six.
hold on. Giannis is a great player, but you know what this proves? All the glitters ain't gold. They should have kept Holiday and stopped.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have reached out for Dame because it ain't
100%.
working, man. You know what I mean? It ain't working. When you got a chemistry, which they have with Holiday, because Holiday is one of them guys that do whatever is necessary. You know, if I got to just play defense and stop your best guy and get 5 rebounds and no points, I'm good. Dame ain't like that. Dame want to be a shooter, you know, and sometimes chemistry makes a lot of difference. But they thought, okay, we got this team, we bring in Dame, and we're going to win. And they ain't looked the same since.
But they got rid of other players too, though, right? Didn't they get rid of other players that they had?
but
I mean,
Holiday
and
is like he's a fixture. I mean, wherever he goes, he wins.
Right.
I mean, look at they did Holiday a favor just last year. He ends up with a ring.
Oh, yeah.
But
Another ring.
It's second.
But hold on. But in Dame defense, though, Holiday did go to the Celtics. It ain't like Holiday is now playing with the Washington Wizards or he's playing with the second.
He went to Portland first.
He went to the Celtics. I mean,
He went to Portland.
But Jerry, that ain't the question. I said We said they should have kept him where he was.
I got both of y'all talking. Go ahead. I'm saying, I go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, but the thing is, we didn't say that. I said they should have kept him where he was with that crew. They had cohesiveness.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They had cohesiveness, but they was looking okay because Dane wanted to go to Miami, and they couldn't get it, so he ended up going to Milwaukee. You know, and they thought, oh man, we got. Did you see when he came there? I mean, the people was lined up. You know, him and his kids. You know, and it worked out.
But I'm just saying, let's just say he got traded to Portland, right? About Drew Holiday.
Okay.
So let's just say if Boston didn't get him and he stayed in Portland, he'll be another Drew Holiday playing for the Portland Trailblazers.
But what is your point? But the thing is, I'm saying at Milwaukee they had chemistry. I'm saying at Milwaukee they had chemistry.
But that wasn't a fair trade if you're gonna compare him to it wasn't like he stayed with Portland. He went to Portland, then he went to Boston on a ready-made team. So it's hard to say, well, it was no, he should have stayed in Milwaukee. Yeah, but I understand that.
Yeah, but the thing with
that's the only argument. I said he should have stayed in Milwaukee.
Like somebody said,
so
he's a different him. He know how to fit in. He one of them guys who go to any team. He know his role, like somebody said. If they need him to play defense, if they need him to score, he one of them guys. He just fits in, and he got that sense.
Man. I got you.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think he got on the USA team and Jaylen Brown didn't? Because
come on now.
That's a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic. Go ahead,
USA. Yeah, what I was gonna say, what Milwaukee did, the same what Giannis did, the same thing like what LeBron did. When the Lakers won the championship, the next year they brought in Westbrook, they traded away their players, and the team it just didn't work. So that was what Milwaukee did, and not only that, they got rid of the coach too, and now they got Doc Rivers. So they should have just waited.
They should have
the Lakers have not recovered from that Westbrook trade. They won a championship, they didn't bring the championship team back.
Okay,
you're right, Henry. That's the same thing because when Milwaukee lost in the playoffs, first thing they figured they needed more firepower on offense.
Right.
That's why they went and got Lillard.
Yeah,
but they didn't know the value of Holiday.
Nope.
See,
they underestimated his value.
Well, yeah, keep in mind too. Now, when they lost to the Miami Heat, and Jimmy Butler was tearing Holiday and them guys up. So that's why they wanted more firepower. Remember, they lost to the Miami Heat, and Jimmy Butler killed them, and he killed the Boston Celtics that year. So they traded Drew Holiday because they figured they needed more scoring. Because even remember now, Boston traded Marcus Smart too. I mean, and he was Memphis.
To me, that was not a big loss.
It wasn't a loss at all.
That wasn't a big loss to trade Marcus Smart. That was a casualty.
If you're on the court and ain't playing good, that's one thing. You can't knock a man when he hurt. Say he ain't doing nothing, he hurt.
First year in Milwaukee, he won a championship. Drew Holiday's first year at Boston, he won a championship. Speaks for itself. Dame time came around to do what he was supposed to do, and he did it one time. And he even announced it. That's what I'm here for. Hasn't done it before, hasn't done it since. So it hasn't really worked because they're focusing more on the offensive end and not the all-around basketball end. And we got an all-around team when the Boston Celtics, who we did not have, winning the championship. We had Milwaukee and Denver. We had a center and Joker who was doing all these different things. But we had this interchangeable team in Boston with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Drew Holiday fitting in the championship. This is where the game is at right now.
Pritchard.
Oh, Pritchard, all of them. This is where the game is at now. So we can't dismiss Drew Holiday being the asset to both of those teams. Yeah, Damian Lillard might be a better individual player. Offensively,
he is.
Offensively.
But they scored, both of them scored 30-something points.
Okay, but in fairness of Damian, if he was on that same team, because some of the other players they got rid of too that the Milwaukee Bucks had, and even Middleton was in his probably playing his best basketball at that time because he was like the Scottie Pippen to Giannis.
Yeah.
Now, if Dame was on that team, he probably would have won a championship on that team, not the one he got now. And they still have Brook Lopez, and they had the other guy that played also.
Chris Middleton.
But
They still got Bobby Portis.
Who's got that had the dreadlock that played with him one time, and he played for another team too. Played with Phoenix. Did he play with Phoenix too? I can't think of the guy name. Then they had the big cocky guy too.
Yeah, Bobby Portis.
No, not Bobby Porter. They had the other guy that played with Philly too with Joe Embiid, the big guy that always bustle Kevin Durant around.
I think he went to
No, they had a different team. They had a whole different team than what they got now.
Yeah, but the thing is, like everybody was saying, the biggest thing is they lost out on defense.
Right.
Giannis and Lillard are scoring way over 30 points apiece. And that's what the goal Milwaukee wanted.
Right.
When they traded for Lillard. More offense. So they're getting that.
Right.
But they losing because they lacking double on defense.
And I got to Doc Rivers because they're not playing that hard either. I watched some guys play and some of the loose balls, them other.
They're not diving in the stand.
Yeah. Some of the loose balls, the guys not even hustling to get them. You say that anyway?
Yeah, I would say Chris Middleton, he hasn't been the same player. He's out right now. He hasn't played yet. So during the time they won the championship, Chris Middleton was playing. He was balling. But
Sure
since
was.
he got hurt, he hasn't been right. So that's another piece that they're missing. That really played a big role on their team. And since he hurt his knee, he hasn't been the same ball player.
Yeah,
Major piece because he played tough defense too. He played tough defense, so he hasn't been the same. And when Giannis missed some of those games, Chris Middleton was one that was carrying him on the offensive end. So he's definitely missed.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not playing either. So that's another big piece that's missing for them.
But the two players, I can't think of the name. I know one of the big guys that played. He went to Philly too, and he always played. He always played the tough guy.
Yeah, he ain't that tall.
You know what I'm talking about? He had two letters to his name.
Yeah.
Then they had the other guy with the dreadlocks.
The one I know you're talking about, but now you're saying it. Henry from Houston. He came with Houston. He always plays power forward. Shoot from the corner. BJ.
What's that name?
PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker.
I mean, he was a Charles Oakley.
Yeah, PJ Tucker.
Then they had the other guy with the dreadlock. So I'm saying they had players that knew how to win a little bit. That helped out anyway. That Dame don't have. Anyway, it's 7:00, 7:01. Let me just touch on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, they're 8-0. You guys surprised with that start, Bruce?
Yeah, a little bit, but they tough, man. Garland is healthy, and they didn't find a way to play together. Big man is healthy now with Mosley.
Yeah.
Where he was hurt a lot last year. Yeah. And the Fro is back. They're a dangerous team, man. Yeah. They're not talking about Boston in the East, boy. That's Donovan Mitchell and Garland, boy.
I will be in Cleveland on Friday. That's where I'm going for the weekend. And I've been watching them ever since. And I don't want to get back on the bandwagon because I am the all-time bandwagon jumper in the history of sports. Okay, it's shameless, but I saw that backcourt of Garland and Donovan. I was like, do you see? I mean, am I missing something here? Are they the best backcourt in the NBA right now?
They one of them. They're one of the best.
Well, Larry shaking his head no.
Who is?
Go ahead, Larry.
They one of the best.
It's early. Don't get caught up in the hype.
Seven games.
8 games. Only 8 games. And look who they played. Don't get caught up in the hypes.
They play everybody.
But they're all professionals.
Listen, they tough, man.
They made it to the NBA.
We don't care if it's 2 games. What we've seen, they tough.
There's no such thing as a scrub on an NBA bench.
We know Larry said don't get caught up.
Nobody said they're gonna win the championship.
Don't be like the Vikings. Don't get caught up.
You're gonna get your feelings hurt in a couple of weeks.
Go ahead, Bishop. What you think?
No, I was just telling Larry, said don't be like the Vikings. They're gonna get their feelings hurt in a couple of weeks. There's a trap game coming up for them. But no, Cleveland, I've seen highlights of them, and I guess I should be impressed. I don't know their team and don't know a lot of their players, but for what I've seen, they just seem to have a cohesiveness about them. It's like they almost know each other. You know, when you get that team where you know your players and you know where everybody's going to be. This is where I see Cleveland, and all I'm watching is highlights right now. So I've got to sit there and watch a whole game because I don't know enough about them to really comment on them.
All right, Henry. Let me go, Henry. Then I'll go with Pastor. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, OKC looked at not OKC. They undefeated.
That's a good team too.
But Cleveland looking good. They're going to, if they stay healthy, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough out in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So we'll have to see how it plays out. They're young, they're playing good, but they're going to be good.
They're going to be in the mix. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, well, Bruce said at the beginning, Garland, they finally last year, they wasn't playing good together, but Garland was good before Spider got there. And now they're playing together. Yeah,
why they got rid of Saxon.
Yeah. Garland's going to be they're looking good right now, man.
Oh yeah.
But Mobley is the key. If they can get Mobley to play up to his potential every night, he's the key.
All right. The OKC Thunders, you brought them up, Henry. They're 7-0. Are you impressed with them or what? OKC.
Yeah, absolutely. They're showing everybody, okay, we're young and they got the potential to win the Western Conference. So we'll just have to see. They're really good. It's really a good team, man.
That's a big statement.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't that impressed with them, man.
No.
Yeah. And they good. They're good. I'm not saying they're not good, but I'm just something about them. I'm not that.
Because they're young. That's what it is. They're not Denver or nobody. Go ahead, Larry. Then I go Bishop. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I think they're young, and they're gonna have their battles, and they haven't gone through adversity yet. You know.
That's it.
And when they go through adversity, then you see if they for real or not. You know, they can have a good record, but when it comes playoff time, they got to dig in.
All right,
but last year they ended up with the best record.
They had the best record.
Right.
In the league last year.
Here they are.
They are knocked out.
They got knocked out by Denver. One that Denver that knocked them out.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, but that was their first year in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and that's why they addressed it this year. That's why they got the big man for the Knicks. They didn't have no big man last year. They got the big man from the Knicks now. You know, they're going to be tough.
And he may not be the greatest, but he's going to play.
I mean, they're going to be good.
Yeah,
he's a 7-footer.
Yeah, but
but that's all they had. Once he went to the bench, they had nobody.
Right. They got my man from the Knicks.
Yeah,
Hardenstein.
Yeah.
But he haven't played yet. He been on the injury list.
So who did I miss? I missed Larry.
Nah, you got me.
You got me. I was going up next. I mean, I like OKC. Honestly, I like them. Will they win the West? Do they have the potential to win the West? I don't know. I'm gonna stay out to lunch on that. When we get to game 30, we can read better.
Okay. We're gonna do our picks in a few. We got a hot minute, but my last one that my brother got for basketball. I know you got by Allen Iverson and all them and Vince Carter, but Vince Carter had his jersey number retired by the Raptors this past Saturday. He became the first player in the franchise history to have his jersey retired. What you guys thought on Vince Carter getting his jersey retired? You shake your head, yes, Pastor. What you think? Got a good
he put him on the map, man. That's the only reason you was watching the Raptors back in the day was Vince Carter. So yeah, he deserved it. He put him on the map, man.
Wow. They should give him a statue.
Oh man, you guys need statues, man. Yeah, please. Yeah, they should give him a statue, man. You guys go crazy with the statue.
He put Canada on the map.
Please. He won the dunk contest. That's it. Go ahead.
No, come on. It was more than a dunk contest. Remember, he did what he had to do with the Raptors, and then he came to the Nets and started doing the same thing. I mean, where they were in Jersey. I'm Jersey, New York. I like the original Nets, but we're gonna leave that alone. Anyway, the bottom line is he was a staple, and he deserved everything that he got. I'm serious about that. Yeah, I'm agree with you, Bruce. They should have put a statue up in Canada.
A statue of Vince Carter.
Sure.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
I think so.
Take away Vince Carter, and you don't hear about the Toronto Raptors. Probably
he shows up. Play with him. If him and Tracy would have played together, that would have been a great dynamic duo. He didn't want that because he wanted to be the lone star. He wanted to be the Michael Jordan spoiled them guys. Michael spoiled Kobe. He spoiled Allen Iverson, and he spoiled Vince Carter in that era because they all wanted to be like Mike.
Well,
And he didn't want to play with his
I'm
own
going to say
cousin.
this about
He didn't want to play
Iverson.
with his own cousin.
Iverson played with some quality players, but Iverson was just a giant among giants in his
He wanted
own
to be
right.
like Mike. He wanted to lead the team. Michael got them guys
That's
spoiled.
right, all right.
No,
There's
no,
nothing wrong with
and
that.
then LeBron came along and stopped playing team ball. They got the teammates back involved. See, Michael
listen,
spoiled them guys right there. That's why Kobe got rid of Shaq. Kobe wanted to be.
Hold
he
on.
wanted to be like
Let me
Mike.
slow you down for a minute. You know why LeBron had to play team ball? Because LeBron realized he couldn't do it by himself. That was a smart move on his part. I would have done the same thing if I had his basketball IQ.
No,
I would have done the same exact thing. When I realized I can't, when Michael realized he couldn't get it done, what did he do? He started getting Paxson and Armstrong and Pippen and Livingston and Cartwright and who's their backup center. He started getting these guys involved in the game.
Well, listen.
But they weren't stars.
Even Vince Carter said something about Kobe when Kobe scored the 81 points. Vince Carter said he's hurting the game of basketball because Kobe took all the shots.
Well,
Kobe,
that's
my point. I'm saying Mike had them guys, and that I'm talking about that era, Bishop, in that era.
I know. I'm with you. I was there. Remember, we sat in past the yards and watched game after game. Didn't want to go back to church. Let's just be real. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
But I'm saying, but I'm saying, Bishop. Remember, those guys came in that '96 draft.
Yep.
Kobe, Iverson was in the same draft.
But
Michael spoiled them guys because everybody wanted to.
Tim Duncan in that draft.
No, I'm talking. Michael spoiled them guys because everybody wanted to be like Mike.
I wouldn't put
taking all the shots.
I wouldn't put Iverson
He
in
was taking about 30
I
shots.
wouldn't either.
Because he wanted to be like Mike. That was
I wouldn't either. Iverson is outside of Mike.
I said Kobe and all them guys want to be like Mike.
And even Vince Carter wanted to be like Mike.
I agree with that.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
only thing I'm saying, I wouldn't put Iverson in that group. I wouldn't put that Iverson in that group where he wanted to be like Mike because he had too much game for himself. He didn't want to be like Mike. He wanted to beat Mike. Kobe and them guys, they want to be just like Mike.
Okay,
Allen Iverson was a monster.
Iverson was one of the few guards that, with his crossover, put Mike on his behind a couple of times.
Okay, so the question was Vince Carter jersey being retired. Larry, you agree with that?
Yes. He did a lot for Canada. You know, he put that basketball on the map in Canada. You know, so
what about a statue?
No statue. No statue.
He deserves a statue. Definitely.
Sure you do.
He gets a statue.
Why not?
I'm gonna say one.
I'm
gonna say one name. I'm gonna say one thing, and everybody knows what we're talking about. Vinsanity. There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
Air Canada.
So
you have to say.
What a human highlight film. I mean, all of them got a nickname. I mean,
but
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be mad if Atlanta gave Dominique a statue.
Oh, Dominique deserves a statue.
But he didn't get no championship.
Why shouldn't Vince have
then
one?
Vince should have one.
Dominique
Dominique.
Dominique
played.
He sure did.
You just
his whole career.
You just
Vince Carter only played it for like 5 years.
Yeah, but
then he left there.
You just proved
What I proved.
You proved it when you said that Dominique had a name.
Yeah, but he played for Atlanta Hawks.
All he had was a dunk contest.
Yeah, but what he went
for his whole career. For his whole career. He had to go
Did he end up in Orlando?
No, Dominique stayed. Unless I'm wrong. Did Dominique stay in Atlanta his whole career?
Yeah.
Or did he go somewhere else?
Yeah, he stayed in Atlanta his whole
He stayed
career.
in Atlanta.
All right. He stayed in Atlanta his whole career.
That's you and ended up in Orlando.
But he had to go up against Bird. He had to go up against Magic. He had to go up against Michael Jordan.
And he held his own.
Since Isaiah Thomas. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
he held his own.
Vince went up against good
No,
guys.
Vince left Toronto and he went
Yeah,
over.
but still, man, Vince
don't need
made
no statue.
Canada. Nobody even knew Toronto was in Canada, man. Before.
Yeah, well, except for the hockey team.
Thought it was in New Jersey.
Yeah, but he didn't want to his cousin.
Yeah, because maybe he knew something.
But did J.D. Grady play with that too?
Don't
All
just
he
say
knew was Toronto had a good hockey team. That's all he knew.
he might have saw something in Tracy McGrady where he knew it would take away from the team.
He didn't want to
That's
share the
because the man-
spotlight.
Yeah, but maybe Tracy didn't want to play in the organized.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Vince Carter was good for Canadian basketball. He was good as an ambassador for the NBA and what he did while he was in Toronto. Okay, you cannot prove that. Whether he's a statue or not's irrelevant. The truth of the matter is they did the right thing when they raised his jersey. So if he gets a statue, I just hope his statue don't look like Lawrence Fishburne.
I got no problem in raising his jersey. Then in that case, Kawhi Leonard, they need to raise his too.
No.
Kawhi
Leonard got a championship though.
He had that one shot against him. That was it.
If he goes to state,
the only statue he gets a bobblehead.
Big Golden State because KD was hurt.
He gets.
Everybody did a candy bar too. Then
he ran in the front.
He don't get no candy bars, no candy cones. He gets a bobblehead doll of somebody else. That's all he gets. And then, hey, we can record Jerry. We can record his laugh too. Put his laugh.
How do we do on the picks, Ernie? How do we do on the picks, man?
Let me get down to these picks. Go ahead, y'all. Hold that thought for 7 seconds. Let me put you up on here.
You got these statues, man. That's why I love this sports show.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's an absolute great show. Even if I don't agree with you, we can agree to disagree. Let's go to the leaderboard. Let's get week.
Come on, Bishop.
I need week. This is week 9. We need, right? Yes, week 9.
No, week 8.
We got.
No.
All right, here we
lost
go.
Carolina. Everybody lost Carolina.
All right. With 13, Henry for this week, 13. Iceman at 12. You're doing pretty good there, Bruce. Jerry's WJRG at 11. I was at 10 and Larry was at 10. See, we don't have any common losses, but we got a lot of common wins. The only one that was close, Henry managed to pick Carolina, which was a surprise upset. Other than that,
Henry, you picked Carolina? Oh, you must have been going for
Carolina. Henry picked Carolina. That was an absolute surprise upset. And then, of course, Iceman just decided to go out on the limb and go for Cleveland. You messed that one up real quick.
Yeah, I know. I thought they would get 2 in a row. Jameis Winston turned.
Other than that, we all pretty much had the same picks. But for this week, Henry's our leader for this week. Iceman is second, Jerry's third, myself fourth, and Larry fifth. And we still ain't got everybody. Are we missing somebody?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I forgot Thursday again. That's why I only got 12. I didn't do Thursday.
Yeah, you sure didn't.
What about for the year?
Let me go back.
Don should be up for the year.
For the
Don
year.
is killing everybody.
Disqualified. Y'all didn't start me off on time.
I'm missing 10 games.
Kansas City versus the field.
We're going to put an asterisk by y'all win.
Leaderboard. Here's the overall leaderboard. All right. The overall leaderboard has Henry's at 78, Larry's at 68, Walt's at 68, Big Don at 66. I'm at 54.
Oh, wow.
I missed 2 weeks. That's my problem.
I missed 2 weeks too.
Bruce is at 45 and still in the running. And then Jerry with no football team whatsoever is at the bottom of the line.
Henry, you took over the league? I didn't think we'd catch Don.
Yeah, Henry took over the overall. He's at 75, 70.
That's my brother. That's why.
78. As a matter of fact, he's at overall, he's 78-44, believe it or not.
Okay.
All right.
So he's got a good percentage there. I mean, you're at about you're actually about 68%, Henry.
How many losses I got?
Too bad we wasn't playing for no money, y'all.
Larry, where we got you at? You're in second, man. Overall, at 68-38. So you ain't bad at all. Walt's at 68.
He might have beaten Kansas City twice on one paper, man.
Well, Walt's at 68-40. Then Don's at 66-41. I'm at 54-38. Boy, I can't get out of my own way. Playing like Minnesota. Anyway, Bruce is
How in the world did you pick the Panthers?
You know what? That was a lucky snap. Come on.
Look, Bruce, he was just throwing darts in the night.
Hey, Walt, I think he just closed his eyes and put his finger on the board when he came up Carolina.
Last week I was the only one to take Dallas, but I lost, right? So I mean, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
I
well, you're
think
right
I picked
about
Dallas.
that.
I think I picked Dallas.
I
I mean,
think of Dallas
nobody
the more I
saw
tell
that.
you that.
Nobody saw that Panther victory coming. Nobody
No.
saw that.
Who the Panthers
Even
play?
I was rooting for
They
Bryce
played
Young. Man. He's a
New
good kid.
Orleans.
I was
Yeah.
rooting for Bryce
I knew,
Young.
but the only reason why I picked them because they was at home. New Orleans ain't playing that good.
Well,
They
that
got
was
their
a
They
they
good.
got their coach fired.
they started out the first 2 games and they scored like 40 points both games. And
Yeah.
after that, they ain't did nothing. They
The coach
I don't
just
know what
got
happened
fired.
to him. Matter of
coach
fact,
just
they
got fired.
traded their one of their corners on Lattimore. They
Yeah.
traded
They just
to
traded him.
the
Yeah.
Commanders.
Yeah,
They
they
just
fired
traded.
the coach too.
Fired
All right,
the
you
coach
guys.
too.
All right. You guys can have me all night. I mean, it's a good show, great
Ain't no
show.
games on tonight, so
Great show.
we got the
No,
12th.
I want to go home and see the election. I want to go see what's going on.
Oh yeah, that's
I wanna see
That'll
what's
be
going
on.
on.
That'll be
I-
on.
I-
Yeah, I gotta do a catch up because
Minister Andy Green,
Harrison's up by
Henry.
I think she's up by single digits, like 6% or something like
I want
that.
to check it out. All right, Henry, close out in prayer, Minister Green.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love, your goodness, your mercy, your grace. We thank you for us getting together tonight. And we ask, Father, tonight that during this election, God, that you watch over every station, God, that no craziness will go on tonight in the name of Jesus. And we ask that you bless every family that listens tonight, bless every household. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Henry, and I want to thank you again for the topics that you come up with. You know, I know it's work. You know, you sent it to me after the Monday Night Football game, but I appreciate the topics.
And Henry, Elgin Baylor and Charles Barkley are the 2 greatest players without championship.
And
No
Charles
Carl
Barkley,
Malone in there.
Carl
Carl Malone.
That's why I did that.
That's why he's trying to start another show.
I'll say Dominique Wilkins
Hey,
from this.
don't forget Carl Malone, John
Carl
Stockton.
Malone.
we
Oh,
already
y'all
forgot.
talk about him. That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't
They
forget him.
were showing a sketch of Charles Barkley today, and he went up, man. He went up and got the ball on top of the back, but pulled it right out, man. I'm thinking
My
at the Jerry now.
So send it to me.
6'4".
I mean,
Nobody in the history of basketball was better at power forward
listen,
than Charles Barkley.
Tim Duncan.
they can
Right.
find any highlights
Tim Duncan.
and find the good plays and show you a highlight. Anybody can do that.
See, when I say that, I know Tim Duncan, they call him Mr. Fundamentalist. But I'm looking at the all-around game. Charles Barkley snatched a rebound, throw it behind his back, set the rim down. That's what I'm looking at. Tim Duncan don't do all that.
I like the Elvin Hayes.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Jerry, do you want to do your picks for this week, first half, or you want to leave it alone?
I'll leave it alone. We'll do it. We'll come out together Friday. All right, you guys. My brother did the prayer. All right, and everybody have a blessed night. All right.
All
All
right.
right, y'all. Good seeing
All right, you guys.
All right.
All right.
All right, Friday night sports talk. All right, you guys have a great
Great
night.
show, fella.
Got you.
Show. In the Super Bowl,